Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? So Friday afternoon, 2:30, and I am with you again for all things wood turning. So I am going to be doing a small project today. So small project series. I think this is number 4 in the small project series, if I'm not mistaken. And along the way, we'll talk about tools, equipment, processes, techniques, wood, and materials. So join in and let's have some fun. I'm just going to check a few technical things, make sure I'm streaming, and let me put my face up there again while I'm doing that. And please chime into the chat, comments on YouTube, or chat on YouTube and Facebook. Streaming to both, so you can also get it on my website under Explore Woodturning. There's a live stream section, and you can watch the YouTube live stream there on the website as well. So we got Rick in the house. Rick, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Good to see you here again. I think I've missed you the last couple of times, so good to have you here. So just while I'm talking about what it is we do. So this live stream happens every Friday at 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 p.m. Central Time. So 3:30 Eastern. What's that? 12:30 Pacific. So and then UK time it's probably 8:30. So good nightcap sort of watch. So hopefully it reaches everybody and everybody's in good spirits at the end of the week and staying healthy and safe and ready for a weekend. To me, it's sometimes I don't know what day of week it is. I just keep working. So that's the life of a small business owner. But we're here today to do a little bit. Where's my wood turning? And I'm going to put myself down in the corner here. So I'm going to take that banner off for now. And oh, hey, Nick and Tony's here. Thanks for joining in, Tony. Good to see you again, or have you here again. So we have a few choices here. So the first thing, what are we doing today? So where's my little sample? There it is. If you're subscribed to my newsletter from the latest news from Woodturning Tool Store, you may have seen a hint in the newsletter of what I'm going to be turning. So I put pictures in there of some of the projects, a couple of the projects from the last ones. And this was the picture that was in there. So we're going to do a little scoop. So that's what we're going to do today. But you guys have the choice of which wood I use. So left to right, we've got, this is, I think, pine or Douglas fir. It's basically, it looks like a 2x4 that was cut up, but it's very nicely tight grained. So I'm quite excited about that one, actually, for some project. Chunk of walnut. So that would be good. And then this last one, haven't rounded it yet. It looks like a piece of cedar. So chime into the box or into your notes, or sorry, in your notes. Throw a comment into which one you want. And I guess the first two that say the same one, we'll do that one. So Chris Cohen's on. Thanks for joining, Chris. Good to have you here. And Chris says, walnut is my favorite. Okay. Oh, Steve Thomason's on. And Steve says cedar. Uh-oh. Well, we got trouble showing up. My wife has chimed in, and she wants a walnut one. So Chris and Shelly are the winners today. So Lee, good to have you here. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. So we're going to do a little walnut scoop. My wife saw the pic of the litter, and I guess she decided to get on and get her choice request in. So good for her. Thanks. And by the way, these are going to Shelly anyway, so it's good thing she has her pick. Mary Alice, good to have you here. So I just popped that down when I meant to talk to it. So all the way from California, thank you for joining. So we got people across the country, and shout out to everybody. So hope everybody's doing okay. So let's put these two aside, and we will get on and do a little scoop. Now, what we're going to do is, and this is again requests from Yes, that's true. So I have to stick with Shelly. Okay, well done. So walnut it is. Yes, I know she has a lot of influence, not only over me, but apparently all of you too. So, so good stuff. Thanks, Tony. Um, we're going to change up the design a little bit. We're going to make this a little narrower here and a little longer here, and then the handle will be a little longer. So, which we should be able to get those requirements out of there. I've measured this previously, so in between here is 1 5/8. We're going to probably skinny that down to 1.5, maybe 1 3/8, somewhere in there. And this is about 1 5/8, so we're going to make that about 2 or 1.5. So we're going to make that about 2 inches. So that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. So I don't have a drawing for this or anything, but that's kind of what I've kind of come up with. So let's put that one aside. I've already rounded this over. I've already got a tenon on it, so I had it between centers, safety centers, and made a tenon on one end to fit the chuck. It's a little Nova chuck. It's got jaws that are 1 3/4, and so that's about where we're at with the tenon on this guy. So, and bring the tailstock up. Kind of loosen that up a little bit. Give it a little bit of pressure so we're well seated here. There we go. So it's been a nice day here today. Our AC actually went out yesterday. And thankfully it's in the right time of season where it's not a bother. Guy came over today and helped simple fix our condensate line cutoff switches had overflowed or plugged, or the drain line had plugged and the safety switch kicked in. So blew out the lines. 15 minutes he was in and out. So because the weather's going to warm up, it's supposed to get up to close to 80, I think, in a few days. So thank God we got AC back. So just as an aside. So, but otherwise, weather's been nice. So let's see. Jacob, Micah, Wise. Hey, Jake, Buffalo Woodturning. Good to have you here. Shelly's probably excited. She's probably going in there. Oh, Jake's on. Excellent. So we met Jake and his dad at the Tennessee Symposium earlier this year. Can't believe it was still this year. But yeah, good to have you on, Jake. Thanks for being here. Yeah, all is well with us, and good to see you too. Or not really quite see you, but have you on here and join. Say hi to your dad and Joe and the family, and hopefully you guys are all well and stuff. So hopefully you're, that's it. So good to have you here. It's really nice to have people on that you meet and stuff all over the country. So I'm going to turn, let's see. I'm going to actually put on my power cap because walnut sometimes makes me itch. So this is hopefully going to let me know how the sound is when I put this on. It should be fine. So if I can get it in there. There we go. Okay, give me a thumbs up if everything sounds okay. If you can still hear me fine. That would be good. And let's see. In the meantime, I'm going to put this up. So Shelly says, hi, Jake. Still have the name, Dad, you made me yet. So Jake is a graphic designer and was able to make a show badge for Shelly. So that was nice. Just want to make sure the sound is good. So somebody post a thumbs up in the chat if it's okay. Say again, Chuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so it's killing the volume on my voice, so I'll try and speak up. I'll probably not speak a whole lot when I'm turning, actually, but we'll get the job done. So, yeah, I'll remember to kind of speak up a little bit. Tool rest in place, that's in place, that's locked down. Speed's all the way down, turn the lathe on, And we got a second camera here beside me to watch the action. So we're going to thin this down. I do need to get, so if I'm 1.5 inside, 1 5/8 outside maybe. I think that sounds about right. 1.5, 5/8, and a smidgen. So that's the diameter we're kind of shooting for. Just a preliminary scratch. Well, that's up a little high. Okay, so you're probably not hearing any of the cuts, but that's fine. It's really kind of just a little bit of turning. Just gonna stop. I think we're pretty close there. I'm going to go a little bit, get this little bit of, get a little bit of a bar conclusion or something. So there's many ways to kind of hollow this out. Probably the most traditional with a spindle gouge, and so we could start with that. This is kind of small for the hook tool. Could certainly do that though. So we've got about the size I want, the diameter. Now I'm going to measure back. Actually, let me just measure this out a little bit so we kind of follow a little bit of what I said. There's 2 inches. We'll add, about a 1/4 inch. So our handle will start there. And so I'll just mark that actually. So I know, and our depth of our scoop will go about there. So, okay, Steve's got thumbs up. Oh, Michael's on. Thank you for joining, Michael. Thank you. A bit muffled, but doable. Yeah, okay, and Steve's thumbs up. Okay, good. I appreciate it. It's just, I do like wearing this thing now. It's actually proven to be very useful and helpful for me. With all the dust and stuff, my allergies been kicking up, especially this fall. So this has helped me at night. I'm not quite as bad off. So let's turn that off and put this back up there. So now a bit of shaping. So I'm going to leave the scoop part. You can see that the shape there is kind of very little straight area here, and then obviously curves down. So we'll make a little longer straight. So I'm on the line there, so it'll be straight for longer and then maybe cut in a bit quicker. So probably leave it straight maybe 2/3 of the way and then cut in down there. So no real big design challenges here. You really make it of what you want, but I've done a couple of these, and this sort of new dimensions here, we'll see how that proves out. So I've got a spindle gouge. I'm going to close the mouth just a little bit. I'm just gonna shape a little bit just to kind of get us a target of where we're gonna be. So that's probably pretty good. We've got a bit of a chance to shape some of this after we hollow. I'll leave it there for now. We'll tuck that in tighter in a minute. So let's go ahead and actually it's pretty clean, but I'll just make a cleaning cut right along here before I finish out with this gouge. It's really just to face this off. Get a nice clean surface on that end there. So that will be the end of the scoop, or the half scoop. So I need to back out the tailstock. It's going to be a little bit in my way. I want to get the live center out of the way so I'm not bumping my elbow in it. And I'm going to take my face shield off, as it's not quite so bad hollowing with dust issues. Okay, so what am I going to use to hollow with? Well, I'm going to use my Teardrop scraper. So it is one of those tools that is versatile. I used it the other day and it works really good for this. So it's a half round bar. The reason for it's half round, I'm going to flip the cutter over and we're going to use it on the flat side. So I'll point the cutter slightly off to the side we're going to be cutting on. So now we're going to rest it on the tool rest on the side, and we've got that flat cutter. So we need to set that cutter, the tool rest, so that cutter is going to hit on center. And I am going to move this camera number 2 to the other side so we have a bit better angle of what's happening with hollowing. And let's try that. So there we go. Hopefully my tailstock is far enough out of the way. It looks like it will be. Now I need to back the tool rest off far enough to get my cutter over the edge. See, we got that. Oh yeah, do that. We got that bottom part. We need to make sure that's going to be able to clear, so I have to come back even a bit more. Not too far. That's good. Now the height needs to come up. And we're cutting right on center. So with the handle level, I'm cutting on center, so I'll be good there. Grab my safety glasses and we'll put those on. Let's see, we've got Tony Melicon. Sorry if I'm butchering that, Tony. Good day. Enjoy your program very much. Thanks. Well, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So just so everybody knows, if you see the little red play button, they're watching from YouTube. And if they have the little Facebook F like Cindy does, then they're watching from Facebook. So thanks for joining, Cindy. Good to see you again, or have you here. So safety glasses on. Now, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot of me because I'm going to be way over here. So I am just going to put up the other picture. Actually, we'll do that one and then that one overhead. Yeah, let's go. Tighten in a little bit and come this way. And that's what we're going to be hollowing right in there. And so I think this should be good. Hopefully we're stable enough here. Running around 2,000, 2,100, 2,200 RPM. A freshly sharpened cutter is nice. No, my fingers are in the way. Let me see if I can see what number 4 shows. I might have to drop this a little bit. Let's see what that one does, and so we can see a bit better what we're doing. I want to come out to about a 1/60th inch or 1/8 inch, somewhere in there, wall thickness. It probably will taper, or thickness will vary from inside to outside, or from this end in. Get slightly thicker, that's fine. This tool is soon going to be too big. Might work all the way down, we'll see. Get on center down there. Drill in. Let's take a quick peek at how we're doing. Oh yeah, we're not even a halfway in there yet. So, but the cut is looking good. It's looking nice and clean, just like that. And let's see if we look in that way. You can't really see it. Let me get a little light on the subject. You can see the middle mountain in there that we're fighting with all the time. So that's okay. I mean, that's a little big, but where's my, oh, it's up here. On this scoop, you know, I've got a little bit of a dimple right in the middle there, and it's not a big deal. They stand out fairly easy, but that's a little bit big. So that's the tricky part, where we're trying to move this tool right into that, underneath that middle mountain there, to get that away. So we'll see if I can stay on that angle. Where's my power? And get under that middle mountain. This is mostly done by feel. I am looking in there now to make sure I've got this angle so the camera can kind of see. So if I stop for a second, you can see now we got a bit of a divot in there, and that's just from getting that center point right on the center. And that's why it's kind of important to have your tool be able to move a little bit so you can get that middle mountain. Wall thickness, I'll have to kind of scrape down the sides as we go. As it gets thinner out here, I'm not going to be able to touch that as much, because it's just going to scream and complain. So a little wiggle up and down like this. Get in that, underneath that middle mountain. Clear it away. Let's see how deep we are. Yeah, we're about right to here. Again, well, you can see that. So still more to go. And thickness-wise, I'm doing good all the way down, so I don't need to really scrape the walls a whole lot. Let's see, just make sure I'm caught up here. Yep. Okay. Let me do that one in the inset here. My head get in the way a little bit if I sneak down there too much. This is also good practice for camera placement, for trying out these projects and where I need to place the camera and my hands. These little teardrop cutters come in two sizes. This size is the 1.5 inch long. We've got a larger size that's 1 3/4 inches. They're both an 1/8 inch thick and 3/4 inches wide, or just slightly over 3/4. And they both have the side slot cut in them, so you can take them off the bar without having to remove the screw completely. That was one of my major complaints about other hollowing tools or bit tools, that take the bloody screw all the way out and then all the way back in again. So a little up and down wiggle in the center, swing to the side. See where we're at. I am just using my finger to measure, and we're almost to the bottom. Maybe another 1/8 of an inch. Just see on this guy, it's going to be a little bit more easier to measure. So yeah, we're about, well, you can't see that. What the heck? What the heck, Todd? There we go. So that's where we're at now, and I think that's pretty close. I'll go a little, another 1/8 of an inch or so down here at the bottom, and then we'll scrape that out a little bit, smooth things out. We'll show you that process. So gently in, gently touch that bottom, and let me see, where am I at? I need to go back to there. So I'm not on the bottom. I can feel it there. So find that bottom, find that sort of middle. Your tool kind of rotates around it a little bit. You could do this with a carbide tool or a hollowing tool of any kind. I've got the where is it? The woodpecker carbide round tool. Haven't used this yet, so I'm not gonna use it for the first time on a live project. So I know sometimes I wish I learned my lessons. Oh, I got to thin it down out down here in the heel. So I'm good on thickness up to halfway. I've got to thin it down here. So we'll go back in. I'm going to maybe, I'm gonna have to rotate my hand a little bit more to get the sidewall down here and into the bottom. So hopefully it doesn't get too squealy. And I can try and stop some of that squeal by holding. I let go. Not so bad. Look at that squeal. That's nasty. This is really all just feel. Trying to see. That's getting better. A little bit more down at the very bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the cutter just a little bit. So I twisted it a little bit to that side, which gets it more to this side, which means I can get in there with this side edge and go down with a bit easier time with it, hopefully. So I can also always rock it up a little bit. We'll do some shear scraping in a bit. Okay, that's pretty good. It's going to get a little fat down here, but I think that's fine. I can trim that down here a little bit with that. So this is where we can take our interior shape and then kind of massage the outer shape to kind of fit. So I'm now going to take the cutter and again, just loosen the screw. Voila, comes off, easy as pie. Flip it over So the bevel is now down. I'm going to turn it so that, oh, I don't cut onto that magnet, thank God. Magnets are great. I turned it, oriented it slightly this way because we're going to use the round side now. We're going to use the round side to do some shear scraping in there, and we're going to scrape off this edge in this corner here. So in order to do that, I need to drop the handle or the tool rest quite a bit. So my cutter is cutting on center. Maybe just a little bit more. Probably drop it all the way down there. And we can actually move this a bit closer because I no longer have that restriction, but I don't want the round part of the tool falling off the rest. So right about there looks good. And from that angle, let me get that wire. Come on, cooperate. Then I can get that in there. I'll go to the bottom. I'll shear scrape up the side here. Try and get onto the bottom gently. Finds its bottom. Get under that little mountain or dimple. Roll the half round bar over a little bit. Get a nice shear scrape going. Let's see how that bottom feels. How's it looking there? Looks pretty good. I got this little ring out here, so got a little lip here. Actually, it's kind of annoying. I should have cleaned that up before I got so thin. In other words, I'm thinner here than right here. So we shall have to support that with our fingers and scrape that away. So because otherwise, it's going to yell at us. Oh, it looks like we've got the man himself. Joaquin's in the house. Thanks for joining, Joaquin. Nice to have you here. So watch it scream a little bit. Use your fingers to kind of tame that nasty. If I let it go, it's going to scream. And I've just created a bit of a bumpy in there, so I have to go really gentle. A little bit more. I've pushed that bump back a little bit. And as I'm doing this, from my vantage point, I'm looking at this far side over here as I cut on this side. So I can see inside on this far side. Can't really see from the vantage. I guess you can see in the inset camera. I'm watching this bump appear here, the cut appear here, as I'm cutting on this side. So on small things like this, the smaller the bar, the more you can see, the better. Doing this one-handed, it's bouncing a little bit. I'm trying to go slow so I get rid of that bounce. Turn the tool more to 45 degrees instead of 30 degrees. Helps chase that bump away. My fingers do get a little bit warm, but not too bad. I could probably slow the lathe down a little bit. There, that's better. That's much better. So let's see. You can see I've kind of chased that bump away. Feels pretty smooth all the way down. I've got a pretty good bottom on there. A little bit of sanding in there, and that will be golden. So let's do that now. I need to put that down there. How are we doing on time here, folks? We are 3:04, halfway through. So let me find my sandpaper. I should get little foam strip sandpaper. Do I have any of that prepared? I don't think I do. So I'm just going to use some rounds. I'll start at 120. Turn the lathe speed down. I really don't recommend this too much, but you can sand by hand in there. And I really should start this guy and turn on the dust collector. Oops. Dang it. Bumping my camera. Sorry about the jiggly camera, folks. There we go. I don't have the light on there anymore, but this is getting kind of sharp. We wanted a kind of a thin edge out here so that when we finish the scoop, we've got a thin edge here to kind of, scoop stuff with. Hence the name, right? So, let's see. I won't spend a long time sanding this because we can do some sanding after the project's finished. 120, 180. The foam back sandpaper would probably be a good choice in here because it's flexible, and that's the thing that happens. I'm about to lose my sandpaper. This is something I should show. Let me go a little wider on this guy. I got this chicken wire. I put it in front of my vent, clamp that on there. Now if I do drop sandpaper, I don't lose it. So that's something that is kind of handy to have around. We'll go to 240 for now. We don't really need a super fine finish on the inside here for this project. And stop, grab that. And we'll do a bit of outside sanding. This is 120 on the outside. .180. Oops. Do a little bit with the grain just to get rid of those radial scratches. We really should have a rotary sort of inertia sander or something. We've got some nasty scratches in there. Those are coming out. Okay, so let's say that is done. Go back to turning. We're now onto the handle, or finish the scoop here and onto the handle. So I've got a little bit of room there to take that down. That's good. Back to a spindle gouge. I could put some support up here. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to see how it sounds and kind of go from there with, if I need support, then we'll put it up there. So let's get that in place. Camera 3, oops, or 4, probably 3. We'll start with that one. Actually, let me do 4 and zoom this back in. That might be all right. Okay, speed back up. Tool on the bevel contact. Lift the handle. Clear some room. Just see if I can go. Yeah, I can go a little tighter. Okay. Handle shape is kind of completely up to you, obviously, or your personal choice. I like this sort of shape. It's got a wide base and then has a little fillet down there. So we'll just make it longer for this one. So, oh, yeah, Todd, you and your spindle gouge. You know, I just reshaped this one a little bit, so trying to get used to the new bevel. Get rid of some waste before I go too much further. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I've got a little bump right here. Let me take care of that. Yeah, should have did this cut just before I did all the rest. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. Everything okay? The stream is still up. Things are working. Okay, good. Always have to double check every once in a while to see how things are looking on the YouTube and Facebook. Just a nice little transition down in here. Do a little bit of skewing action, hopefully. Looking good there. And then we get a parting tool just to kind of define where I'm going to part this right about there, probably. Maybe give myself a little bit of room. I think that's about equal. I'm okay with equal in this design. Really is more functional than art. Oops. Stick that point up there, Todd. That'll work. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just not do that quite yet. Now we can get there. I haven't had to turn the AC on in the shop here, so, but now I'm getting a little warm. Okay, so now I think we'll just a little bump right in here. A nice gentle curve in there. You guys could probably benefit from this too. That's actually not too bad. Okay, a little bit of sanding. What do I have here? I got 180, where's the 120? $317. Okay, well, let's get this parted off and finish off the project with. You can make the scoop shape a couple of different ways. We are going to use a sanding disc mounted on the lathe. You could take it to the bandsaw. It's a little bit more precarious, so be careful there. And I'm kind of ruining this detail down here, but that's okay. $120, $180. So what would these be used for? I guess coffee or sugar. And I don't know if you can figure out how to, make the precise tablespoon or teaspoon or whatever, but I don't think it's really necessary. Just kind of say that's how much I want. Unless you're baking, of course, baking requires precise measurements. Okay, enough sanding. Oh, I gotta take that. This is where going to higher grits would probably ease the sanding a little bit, but I'm just going to stop here at 240 and be happy with that. I just want to get rid of some of the scratches. I think I might have to go back to 180. Seeing a bunch of scratches up here. So this is great practice for doing wine goblets and stuff, obviously. Looks like a mini wine goblet almost, but same idea. That's looking better. Back to 240. Okay, let's call that good. Sanding speed, let's get up to turning speed. Take that down a little ways. And that picture's not really helping. Is this one? No. We'll just zoom in. Okay, let's need a bit more clearance. Clearance. That's from the old, what's it, airplane movie, I think. There we go. We've got a little nub on there that we'll sand off. So now we got to create the opening and finish things. So let me get rid of these tools. Turn that, push that back. Widen this out so you can see what I'm doing. Take that, might need that for something. Take that off. That little Novichok is for a 1x8 thread, and I've got a 1 1/4, so I use this adapter all the time. And I reach back here for sanding discs with threaded holes in a wood block. A threaded 1 by 1 1/4 by 8 thread. So we'll put this up just to give us some support where we need it. Bring this up for sanding speed. Am I just hitting that? I guess I was. There we go. I'm turning just above center, or got the rest just below center so that I can sand kind of on center. And let me move that up a little bit. And zoom out. So first I'm going to sand off this little nub. And then I'll finish that with some hand sanding. Now to figure out where we want to open the scoop up. On this one, there is the pith running right down, right on this side, and there's a big sort of crack right in here, the scoop. And so that's the side I sanded off. Makes sense, right? So That's what we want to look for. If there's any defects we want to sand out, any sort of grain patterns we want to get rid of or hold. I tend to try and sand away this face so you've got nice side grain at the side of the opening. It wasn't the case for this one, so I think I will. I don't know. What side do you guys think? I think I'll sand away this side. Kind of like the ovalness there. So I just kind of park it on there and see how my aim is going. I try and take the base down to close to where the handle is. So that's where I'm rotating in, and eventually I'll round these edges off. Oh, I need to turn this on. It's starting to get a little dusty in here. And check where if I'm parallel on that grain, it looks pretty good. And then get your little crepe block. Clean your sandpaper often. Ouch. Got stuck in there, vibrated me. Starts sounding horrible. I kind of orient it this way and let it sand down these guys instead of vibrating across these guys. So I'm kind of going to one side more, so okay, we're down to the handle, so now it's time to round this over. So kind of lay it on there gently. Get rid of that. It's looking pretty good. Okay. Get some 120. And then quite a bit more hand sanding, and now there you go. That's a little scoop. You can see it's also a good practice to see how well your hollowing technique is. So let's see. Oh, there's quite a few comments here, but before I get to those, so you can see I've left it thin right at the very edge. Gotten a little thicker as I go back, but I'm pretty consistent all the way down around to the bottom, so that's pretty good. This one was a little thick right at the very bottom. Not so bad, but that gives it a bit of character. I think this shape is going to be a bit more useful of a scoop than this little fat one. Plus the handle is longer. You can grab it a bit better. You can sand that off. And a little hand sanding. For finish, probably either no finish or walnut oil, something that's washable, edible, curable, that kind of stuff. So let me jump into the comments here. See, let's see where Joaquin said hi. Woodturning Tool Store. Hi, Tony. I'm now on Facebook too. So Shelly's on my Facebook account. That's good. And she says, hi, Mary Alice. This is Shelly. I think she did that twice. Let's see, Ken's on. Oh, good. Glad you could join, Ken. Thank you. For those who would like some snow, we in Montana have lots to give away since we will be getting 24 inches. Good for you, Ken. I'm so happy that you're able to deal with it, not me. Hopefully that new snowblower of yours is going to work well for that. So let's see. Rick says, what grit sandpaper to use on the disc? Oh, okay. Good question. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure, but it's been on there for a good 8 years. My guess is I put either 100 grit on here. I think 100 or 80 or 100 on this one. I've got another one, a smaller disc, that I've got about a 120 on, and so I could stick this on and get a finer sand. In fact, that might even work just like that. But yeah, easy to make. If you've got get a Beal tap 1 1/4 by 8, or to fit your lathe. They have the 1 by 8 and 1 1/4 by 8, and there's a couple of videos on YouTube you can watch to see how to tap. This is, I think, either maple or poplar. It kind of looks like poplar, but maybe maple. So that works. This one's definitely poplar. And then this is actually fiberboard, just to make it bigger, cheaper, round. Handy stuff. I use them all the time. So yeah, and like I said, the paper's been on there for a long, long time. If you clean it well with the crepe cleaner, it lasts a while. There we go. Almost like new. You can feel that it's kind of worn out a bit. It's nice and coarse in the center, but it's worn out here. So it's probably time to change this paper. But yeah, that's the little scoop. So thanks for the question, Rick. Chris says, thanks, Todd. Looks great. If I can turn this weekend, I'm going to give one a try. Oh, good. That'd be good. Yeah, if you do turn one, anybody on the live stream here, share a photo on Facebook, or tag this, put a comment and put your photo in the comments to this video. That'd be great. So, there's a good one. I like it, Lee. Use it to measure popcorn. Yeah, Shelly, now you haven't had popcorn. Maybe we'll do that. We're having pizza. Maybe we'll have popcorn for dessert. What do you think, Shell? I think that's a great idea. So yeah, we love we make popcorn the old-fashioned way, with the kernels in the pot with the oil and shake it back and forth, and then lots of butter, and just a little bit of salt. Mary Alice and Shelly are saying hi to each other all over the place. That's good. It's good to see. Shelly, that's a great idea for popcorn. Yeah, see, she loves popcorn. Nice scoop. Thanks, Mary. Oops. Nice scoop. Thanks, Mary Alice. Oops. Did I get it? Oh, yeah. I need to make a bigger one for dog food. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. So dog food, let's see. Yeah, you'd probably want to go, let me measure this, and the other one, so to see if I got my dimensions right and stuff. So I said about 1 3/8, so about 1 1/4, 1 and I don't know how many 16ths, whatever that is. Just not thinking right now. And I wanted to go 2 inches deep, and I'm about 1 3/4. Well, maybe 1 7/8. So pretty close. So dog food one, I think you'd have to go. Gosh, I think you'd probably need two and a half, maybe. So that'll be a bigger one, Mary Alice. But certainly, and then depth-wise, you'd probably want to go about that deep or deeper. I've found, or I think generally, and people can chime in if they don't agree or whatever, the length should be longer than the width, at least for these kind of scoops. This one, the width is longer than the length, and it's really not that usable because you're sloping. I don't know if I can show it. You're kind of sloping out of the end here as you start to scoop up, so you have to kind of scoop and hold it in there. This one, where you got more of longer and stuff, you're going to be able to hold stuff a bit easier. So if you're going about 2 inches, make it longer than it is wider. I think what might make a more useful scoop. Maybe not as pretty. I think this one is prettier, but yeah, there you go. And of course, you can do any kind of sort of design on the handle. I don't know if I have it out here. I don't think so. No, but I did a what do we call them? A honey dipper that had a nice sort of bone-shaped handle, bamboo bone, whatever it is. So let's see. Henry Thatcher, good. Thank you. Thumbs up. Glad you could join it. So, yeah. Be happy to answer any questions. So there is some hand sanding I need to do on this to make it to finish it off. Obviously the end here, and do some more sanding. These are still a bit sharp, but yeah, I think it's a great little project. These would make great little Christmas gifts, stocking stuffers, unique sort of item that that aunt or cousin or friend that you've given everything to. So. So yeah, and speaking of Christmas, so I've got, I don't know if I asked my daughter to join, but I don't think she did. I'm going to make her a pepper mill. She wants a pepper mill for Christmas. So that won't be in the in this live stream. That's I think too long of a project for a live stream. At least for this live stream, it would probably work good for a project video. But okay, so I think we're over 6 minutes. Let me say again that we are going to be back here next Friday at 2:30 p.m. Central, so everybody can join and come back and visit, and appreciate all the comments and the friends that have joined. So everybody out there, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Say Roger Domina said hi. And thanks, Todd. Nice job. I appreciate it, Roger. Thanks for joining in the channel. So yeah, come back next Friday. I'm doing this small project series for 8 weeks. I've done 4. I think there's 4 more weeks, so we'll be ending December 11th. I think is the last one in this series. I'll take a break for Christmas and hopefully come back with another series of live streams in the new year. So, thanks again. Share the video and hit the like button. Or whatever the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get notifications. Hit the bell so you can get notified of the next one. And the notification goes out half an hour before the live stream, so that's a great way to come and join us. So, otherwise, have a safe weekend. Everybody stay safe and healthy. 2:30 Todd. We'll see you next week. Bye. Okay, getting there. There's the end broadcast.